You thought you had surrendered. You thought you had healed the part of you that needed him to choose you. And yet, there it is. That ache, that pull, that deep, almost uncontrollable urge to reach for him, to make it happen, to not lose him again. You start wondering, why am I feeling this way again? Haven't I done enough inner work? Am I moving backwards on my journey? But here's the truth no one talks about. Sometimes, right before union, the deepest layers of fear, abandonment, and longing come to the surface, not to punish you, but to set you free. Because chasing isn't just about texting first or wanting to reach out. It's about an energy inside of you, a part of your soul that still believes love can be lost, that you have to earn it, that you're not enough as you are. When you notice yourself slipping into that energy, it's not a failure. It's a sacred sign that something powerful is ready to heal. So let me ask you, are you still waiting for him to validate your worth? Or are you ready to stand in your own frequency, knowing that nothing real can ever be lost? Tell me in the comments, have you noticed this chaser energy rising in you? Even after so much healing, what has helped you return to your center when the fear gets loud? Why is the feminine still chasing? You thought you were past this part of the journey. You thought you had let go. You told yourself you wouldn't chase anymore. And yet, when his energy pulls back, when the silence stretches out longer than your heart can handle, you feel that old familiar urge rising again. The urge to fix it, to reach out, to close the gap, to prove your worth. And you wonder, why am I still here? Haven't I grown beyond this? Does this mean I'm failing my journey? But here's the truth you need to hear. Chasing isn't always about immaturity, insecurity, or weakness. Sometimes it's about the final layers of fear being revealed, the layers you couldn't access before, the ones that only surface when your soul is strong enough to finally heal them. Because the journey of the divine feminine isn't linear, it's a spiral. Every time you think you've completed a cycle, life brings you deeper into your own heart. Not to shame you, but to free you. Chasing energy doesn't make you bad or broken. It simply shows you where your inner child still fears being abandoned. It shows you where your nervous system still links love to survival. It shows you where your soul is asking to be loved, not by him, but by you. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, when I feel the need to chase, what am I truly afraid of? Is it losing him? Or is it losing the dream of being chosen, validated, saved? Because the divine feminine doesn't truly want to chase. She wants to be met. She wants to be seen. She wants to be chosen, but not because she begged for it, or fought for it, or earned it. She wants to be chosen because she is. And that starts within. It starts when you choose yourself over and over again. It starts when you realize that no amount of external love will ever replace the love you were always meant to give yourself. So if you're feeling the pull to chase, breathe, slow down. Instead of running toward him, turn inward. Hold yourself through the ache. Validate your own emotions. Be the steady presence you've always wanted from him. Because when you stop chasing, something magical happens. You stop sending the energy of "you complete me" into the connection, and you start sending the energy of "I am already whole, and I invite you to meet me here." Here's a reflection for you, beautiful soul. When the impulse to chase arises, can you pause and ask yourself, what part of me needs love right now? Not from him, but from me. Tell me in the comments. Have you recognized moments where chasing energy showed up, even when you thought you had healed it? What helped you come back to your center in those moments? What chasing really means energetically. When we talk about chasing, most people imagine the obvious. Texting first, checking his social media, trying to bump into him by accident, finding excuses to reach out, just to feel some connection again. But the truth is, chasing isn't just about physical actions. It's an energetic frequency, a vibration that says, without words, I don't trust that love is safe. I don't believe I'm already whole. I need you to come close so I can feel okay. And the universe responds to energy, not just actions. Energetically, chasing feels like reaching outside of yourself for something you think you lack. It creates a vibration of anxiety, of urgency, of fear. It says, something is missing and I need you to fill it. And even if you say all the right things, even if you act cool on the surface, if the energy underneath is grasping, it will be felt, especially by your divine masculine counterpart, because he's not just reacting to your words or your behavior, he's reacting to your frequency. Have you ever noticed that when you're truly surrendered, when you're grounded, happy, present in your own life, that's often when he feels drawn back to you? It's because you're no longer sending out the energetic signal of lack. You're radiating wholeness. You're vibrating, I choose myself first. Chasing, at its core, is a symptom of forgetting your own power. It's forgetting that you are the magnet, not the pursuer. It's believing that love must be earned rather than received because it already belongs to you. And the more you chase, even energetically, the more your counterpart feels a pressure to pull away. Not because he doesn't love you, but because energetically, chasing creates imbalance. It pushes the masculine into his wounded, avoidant energy, triggering his own fears of being consumed, trapped, or losing his autonomy. So the real healing isn't about forcing yourself not to call him. It's about shifting your energy at the root. Ask yourself, when I feel the urge to chase, what am I believing about myself? Am I seeing myself as lacking, abandoned, incomplete? And if so, that's where the real work begins. Not outside of you, inside. Because when you anchor back into your heart, when you root yourself in the truth of who you are, you stop needing to reach for him. You become the lighthouse, stable, bright, unshakable. And it's that light, not your effort, not your pursuit, that calls him home. Remember, beautiful soul, you don't need to do anything to be loved. You already are love. Let's reflect together. When you feel that chasing energy building, can you pause, breathe, and shift from I need to I trust? Tell me in the comments. Have you noticed how your energy shifts when you move from chasing to trusting? What practices help you stay rooted in your worth? When chasing energy rises in you, whether it's subtle or overwhelming, it's never really about him. It's about the hidden wounds being triggered beneath the surface. Because this journey, it's not just about romantic love, it's about soul healing. It's about remembering all the places within you that forgot they were already whole. And here's the thing, the moments you feel the strongest urge to chase are the moments your deepest wounds are asking for your attention. They're asking, can you finally see me? Can you finally love me without needing him to do it for you? One of the first wounds that gets activated is the abandonment wound. That primal fear that if you don't act, if you don't reach out, you'll lose him forever. You'll be forgotten, rejected, left behind. And for the divine feminine, who carries lifetimes of devotion, nurturing, and longing, this fear can feel unbearable. It's the fear that love is conditional, that if you're not chosen, you're not worthy. Another deep wound that surfaces is the unworthiness wound. That whisper in your mind that says, maybe I'm not enough. Maybe if I just try harder, love harder, prove myself more. But chasing will never heal that feeling. Because the need to chase comes from believing you still have to earn what your soul already deserves. And then there's the control wound, the part of you that learned somewhere along the way that if you don't manage everything, if you don't hold it all together, you'll be abandoned again. So you reach, you cling, you overthink. Not because you're desperate, but because a younger version of you, the little girl who was left, forgotten, unseen, is still fighting for survival. And here's the sacred invitation in all of this. When these wounds rise, it's not a setback. It's not proof that you're failing the journey. It's proof that you're being given the opportunity to heal at a deeper level than ever before. Ask yourself, when I feel the impulse to chase, which wound is speaking? Is it the fear of being left? The fear of not being enough? The fear of losing control? When you name the wound, you take your power back. You stop acting from the wound and start healing with it. This is the moment to hold yourself with more tenderness, more presence, more unconditional love than ever before. Because the feminine who is ready for union is not the one who never feels fear. She's the one who knows how to love herself through the fear. She knows how to say to her inner child, "You are safe with me now." We don't have to chase love anymore. We are love. The truth is, your masculine counterpart is not the one who abandoned you first. That pain, that feeling of being left, started long before him. He's just the mirror, the one helping you see what's still waiting to be healed within yourself. And the more you heal these hidden wounds, the less you feel the need to chase. Not because you don't care, but because you finally realize that love doesn't need to be chased. It just needs to be received. Let's reflect together. When chasing energy rises, can you pause and ask, which younger part of me needs my love right now? Tell me in the comments. Have you noticed old wounds surfacing lately on your journey? Which ones are asking for your healing now? How chasing pushes the masculine away. It feels so innocent at first. A quick text, a little "just thinking of you" message, a subtle check-in to make sure the connection is still alive. And part of you hopes, maybe this time, he'll respond the way you've been longing for. But often, he doesn't. And you're left wondering, why does it feel like the more I reach out, the farther he drifts? Here's the deeper truth most people don't talk about. Chasing energy, no matter how subtle, pushes the divine masculine away. Not because he doesn't care, not because he's heartless or playing games, but because masculine energy is wired differently. The masculine is naturally drawn to what feels stable, secure, and inviting, not to what feels grasping, urgent, or controlling. Even if your words are sweet, if your energy says, "I need you to complete me," he feels that pressure, he feels that expectation, and it activates his deepest fear, the fear of being consumed, of losing himself. In the sacred dance of union, the feminine is the magnet, not the hunter. When you are rooted in your own light, your own fullness, the masculine feels it. It's not about indifference or pretending you don't care. It's about embodying true energetic wholeness, chasing flips, that sacred polarity upside down. It sends the message, I don't trust you to find your way back. I don't believe I'm enough unless you choose me. I need you to validate my worth. And even if he's unconscious of it, he will feel the pull to retreat. Not because he doesn't love you, but because energetically, the connection no longer feels spacious and sacred. It feels tight, pressured, heavy. Ask yourself, when I reach out, what energy am I moving from? Is it genuine joy, or is it fear and a hidden need for reassurance? Because true divine union isn't built on neediness, it's built on freedom, on two souls choosing each other, not out of fear, but out of fullness. When you chase, even energetically, you reinforce the old 3D template of relationships. The template that says love must be fought for, earned, proved. But the twin flame journey is about something far higher. It's about unconditional love. It's about trusting the soul bond, even when the 3D reality feels silent or distant. And that trust, that surrender, creates the spaciousness the masculine needs to step into his own transformation. Because your counterpart isn't meant to be pulled. He's meant to rise on his own. He's meant to choose you, not because you pursued him, but because standing in your own light made it impossible for him to forget who you are. Here's a gentle reminder for you, beautiful soul. You do not have to chase what is destined. What is truly yours will find you, not because you fought for it, but because you became the frequency of it. So next time you feel the urge to do something to get his attention, pause, breathe, place your hand on your heart and remember, my energy is my message. My wholeness is my magnetism. Instead of chasing outward, deepen inward. Root yourself deeper into your own love, your own joy, your own peace. Let's reflect. Have you noticed the moments where chasing pushed him farther instead of bringing him closer? What would it feel like to trust so deeply that you could allow him the space to find you? Tell me in the comments, are you ready to step out of the old pattern of chasing and into the magnetic energy of receiving? There's a moment in every divine feminine's journey where she realizes, I'm not here to chase love. I am love. And that moment changes everything. Because chasing isn't just about him. It's about your energy leaking out into the world, searching, striving, trying to hold on to something that was never meant to be controlled. When you chase, you hand over your most precious gift, your own sacred energy. But here's the truth no one tells you. You can reclaim it anytime you choose. Reclaiming your energy means calling back all the pieces of yourself you gave away, all the moments you abandoned your own heart to be chosen, all the times you made someone else's love more important than your own soul's voice, all the ways you said, "Please see me, please pick me," when the real invitation was always to see and pick yourself. It's not about being cold. It's not about putting up walls. It's about understanding that your love is sacred currency, and not everyone is meant to hold it. When you stop chasing, you stop leaking. You stop bleeding energy into places that don't honor you, and you begin to stand not with arrogance, but with sovereignty. This is when the divine feminine becomes magnetic. Because now your energy isn't grasping, it's radiating. You're no longer seeking wholeness in someone else. You're embodying it within yourself. And that energy, that calm, rooted, radiant presence is irresistible. Not because you're trying to be seen, but because you've remembered you were never invisible in the first place. Here's a beautiful reflection for you. Where am I still chasing externally for what I can create internally? If you're chasing validation, can you give yourself validation first? If you're chasing reassurance, can you anchor into your own certainty? If you're chasing love, can you flood your own heart with love before asking anyone else to? This journey isn't about proving yourself worthy of union. It's about remembering that you already are. It's about recognizing that union isn't something you beg for, plead for, or manipulate into existence. It's something that naturally aligns when you are vibrating at the frequency of wholeness. Reclaiming your power doesn't mean you stop loving your counterpart. It means you love him in freedom, not fear. It means you hold space without losing yourself inside the space. It means you trust the bond so deeply that you no longer need to force, convince, or control anything. So if you're ready to reclaim your energy today, start by asking, what would it look like if I treated my own heart as sacredly as I treated his? Because the feminine who cherishes her own energy, who knows her love is a temple, not a transaction, becomes a lighthouse, unshakable, undeniable, unstoppable. And the masculine will feel it, not because you chased him, but because you anchored yourself so deeply in your own divinity that he could finally find his way home. Let's reflect together. Where have you been giving your energy away too easily? And what is one small, powerful way you can reclaim it today? Tell me in the comments. Are you ready to stop chasing and start radiating the love you already are? At the end of the day, this journey, this sacred connection, was never about chasing, fixing, or saving anyone. It was always about remembering who you are. And the deepest truth is this: you can love Him with your whole heart without losing yourself in the process. In the past, maybe love meant self-abandonment. Maybe it meant bending, shrinking, molding yourself into who you thought they needed you to be. Maybe it meant giving everything you had, hoping that one day they would finally give it back. But that's not divine love. That's survival love. That's fear love. That's love based on lack, on wounds, on forgetting your own divinity. The love you are being called into now, the love that sacred union demands, is different. It's a love where you can stand fully rooted in yourself and still open your heart without fear. It's a love where you give, not to be chosen, but because you are already chosen by your own soul. You were never asked to stop loving Him. You were only asked to stop leaving your they behind in the process. True divine feminine energy isn't closed off. It's wide open, but it's open from a place of strength, not desperation. It's open with discernment. It knows that love is abundant, not scarce. It trusts that what's real doesn't have to be forced. So as you continue this journey, ask yourself, am I loving Him from fullness or from emptiness? Am I opening my heart or abandoning my soul? Because when you truly love yourself, you create the space for Him to rise into the man He was always meant to become. Not because you demanded it, not because you pushed, pulled, or proved anything, but because your wholeness gave Him permission to find His own. If you are still feeling the ache, the longing, the temptation to chase, please know this: it's not a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that a deeper part of you is still healing, a part that's asking to be seen, loved, and held by you. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You don't have to be completely healed to be worthy. You just have to be willing to come home to yourself over and over again. Imagine what would happen if today you chose to stop waiting. Stop waiting for the text. Stop waiting for the apology. Stop waiting for the proof that you are lovable. Imagine if today you simply decided, I am already whole. I am already chosen. I am already enough. What would shift? What would open? What kind of magnetism would you radiate effortlessly just by being your true self? This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a new chapter. One where you are no longer chasing love, but embodying it. One where you no longer beg for someone to meet you, but invite them to meet you in the sacred place you've built within yourself, and the ones meant for you, the souls who are aligned with your highest truth, they will feel that. They will rise to meet it. So, beautiful soul, are you ready to love without losing yourself? Are you ready to stop chasing what's already yours in spirit and start becoming the invitation that only the right soul can answer? Tell me in the comments, what does loving without losing yourself look like for you right now? You are powerful. You are magnetic. You are love. And your union, first with yourself and then with your counterpart, is already unfolding in ways you can't even imagine yet. Trust it.